Imagine this, a lone figure walking deep into the endless Nevada desert, chasing a mystery that few would dare to follow. The sun beats down, the mountains loom in silence, and somewhere, out there, a hidden cave whispers secrets that may never see the light of day. In the digital world, where mysteries unfold at the speed of a click, one man's disappearance has haunted millions. Not in a dark alley, not in a stormy sea, but across comment sections, viral threads, and encrypted whispers of conspiracy. His name was Kenny Veach, a fearless hiker and a YouTuber whose final quest would ignite an obsession the internet still can't put to rest. Kenny wasn't a Hollywood adventurer or a viral stuntman. He was real, rugged, relatable. His videos captured the raw heartbeat of the Nevada wilderness. His laughter carried across rocky slopes, his determination etched in every dusty step. Followers admired him, not for flashy edits or clickbait tricks, but for the pure, unfiltered spirit of a man unafraid to explore the unknown. Then came the comment, the spark that set everything ablaze. On one of his hiking videos, Kenny described a cave, not just any cave, but one shaped like a perfect capital M. He said when he approached it, his whole body began to vibrate. Not fear, not chills. A strange physical vibration that grew so intense, he was forced to turn back. The internet erupted. "Find that MCave," they urged. "Film it. Show us." Kenny, ever the adventurer, listened. Armed with nothing but a GoPro, a GPS, and his unstoppable spirit, he promised he would return. To find the cave, to face the vibration, to uncover what secrets lay hidden in the heart of the Nevada wilderness. It was November 10th, 2014, when Kenny Veach set out on that fateful hike. His girlfriend, Sherion Pilgrim, kissed him goodbye, expecting to see him by nightfall. But night came, and Kenny didn't. When Sherion reported him missing, the search kicked into high gear. Helicopters buzzed overhead. K9 units combed the desert. Deputies scanned every crevice, every abandoned mine shaft, every possibility. They found his car, deserted at a trailhead. They found his cell phone, abandoned near a gaping mine shaft. But of Kenny himself, no trace, no backpack, no GoPro, no footprints leading to safety or sorrow, just emptiness, just questions, just silence. And in that silence, theories began to grow like weeds in a forgotten field. Some said he simply fell, that the treacherous cliffs, the brutal heat, the hidden dangers of the Sheep Mountains claimed another life. Some whispered darker things, that Kenny stumbled onto something forbidden, something hidden near Area 51, and was silenced before he could speak. Others believed something even stranger, that the cave itself was no ordinary cave, that Kenny had found a doorway to another world, another dimension, a place from which there is no return. The internet, hungry for answers, became a battleground of ideas and imaginations. Reddit exploded with threads dissecting his last known coordinates. YouTube channels multiplied, each one promising the missing piece of the puzzle. Drone pilots flew over the desert searching for the fabled MCave, scanning every shadow, every crevice, every rumor. But the desert keeps its secrets well. Despite thousands of hours poured into amateur investigations, Kenny's fate remains a phantom, a ghost story for the digital age. Official search efforts revealed little more. The rugged terrain defied drones. The rocky cliffs laughed at search parties. Kenny's own YouTube activity, lively and hopeful just before his final hike, offered no clues of despair. His girlfriend insisted he was excited, not fearful, eager to find the mysterious cave he spoke so vividly about. But what about his phone? Found miles from his car, SIM card removed, a detail too strange to ignore. Had Kenny disabled tracking intentionally? Did he plan his own disappearance? Was he lured deeper by some invisible force, a siren call only he could hear? Or had someone, or something, been waiting for him out there? Speculation only deepened when amateur sleuths began retracing Kenny's steps. One by one, YouTubers like Exploring with Nug and Chaos Divers ventured into the scorching expanse. GoPros mounted, prayers whispered under their breath. They found nothing, no MCave, no hidden doors, no answers. Just heat, silence, and a lingering feeling that the desert itself was watching them. Theories spun out of control. Kenny had uncovered a secret military installation. Kenny had been abducted by extraterrestrials. Kenny had staged his disappearance to escape a life he no longer wanted. Each idea more dramatic than the last. Each thread pulling harder at the tangled web of uncertainty. But lost in the noise was a simple, aching truth. A man had vanished. A man with dreams, fears, and people who loved him. And the deeper you dive into Kenny Veach's story, the more you realize this wasn't just a mystery, it was a tragedy. A modern-day myth born from a single man's bravery and the internet's endless hunger for the unknown. In the weeks following Kenny Veach's disappearance, the internet turned his story into legend. Strangers across the world, united by curiosity and compassion, began digging, not just into the desert, but into every word Kenny ever posted, every video frame he ever filmed. They weren't just looking for a missing man anymore. They were chasing a mystery that seemed to grow darker with each unanswered question. And they were not alone. Authorities continued their search, but the Nevada desert is a ruthless keeper of secrets. Helicopters combed the jagged hills. Volunteers braved the blistering heat. GPS grids were plotted, caves were explored, abandoned mines were checked, yet no footprints, no broken twigs, no torn fabric offered the faintest whisper of where Kenny had gone. Even technology had its limits. Drone footage came back clean. Search dogs lost the scent. The unforgiving terrain swallowed every clue. What they had left were theories. And theories, once set loose on the internet, are like wildfire in a dry forest. Some believed Kenny had met with a tragic accident, a slip, a fall, an injury he couldn't recover from, a lonely death under the relentless Nevada sun, his body hidden in a crack of the earth so narrow even satellites couldn't see. Others clung to the idea of suicide. Old comments resurfaced where Kenny spoke candidly about battling depression. Maybe the journey to the MCave wasn't about discovery at all. Maybe it was a farewell, a final walk into the wilderness where no goodbyes needed to be said. But then there were the others, the louder voices, the ones who saw something more. They pointed at the proximity to Area 51. They connected dots that perhaps were never meant to be connected. They whispered of secret military bases, underground experiments, energies that made your whole body vibrate with fear. They suggested Kenny found something he was never supposed to find, and that someone made sure he would never return. Alien theories flooded the forums, claims of portals, time warps, and vibrations that marked the thin places between worlds. Videos cropped up analyzing the shapes of nearby caves. Drone pilots circled Groom Lake with infrared cameras, and late-night radio shows spun tales of hidden dimensions and government cover-ups. The lines between truth, fear, and fantasy blurred until no one could tell where reality ended and imagination began. But Kenny's family, and those who truly knew him, begged for something simpler. They spoke not of conspiracies or aliens, but of a man who loved adventure maybe a little too much. A man who pushed his limits not for fame, but for the thrill. A man who underestimated how brutal and vast the Nevada wilderness could be. And yet, there are still the small details that refuse to be dismissed. The SIM card missing from his phone. The GoPro that was never found. The abrupt silence on all his social media. Each one a puzzle piece, each one refusing to fit neatly into any explanation. If Kenny had simply fallen, where was his gear? If he had taken his own life, why such secrecy, such mystery? No suicide note, no final message, only an eerie last comment left on YouTube. "I'm ready to conquer that cave." There is something haunting about unfinished stories, something that keeps people awake at night, scrolling through blurry satellite maps, watching and re-watching shaky GoPro footage, hoping to catch a glimpse of a cave shaped like an M. Years passed. Searches continued. Amateur investigators trekked into the desert, some disappearing for days themselves, swallowed by the same unforgiving mountains Kenny once braved. Theories evolved, rumors mutated, hope flickered then dimmed, but never fully died. And through it all, Kenny Veach became more than a missing hiker. He became a symbol of how little we truly know about the wild places left on this earth, a symbol of how easily the human spirit can chase mystery into oblivion, and a reminder that behind every internet mystery, behind every viral thread, and every YouTube rabbit hole, there is a real person, flesh and blood, whose story deserves more than just speculation. Today, Kenny's YouTube channel still exists, a digital ghost town where his last videos remain frozen in time. Comment sections bloom with fresh theories, fresh hopes, fresh prayers from people who never knew him, but feel connected by the silent bond of wonder and sadness. And the desert remains silent and unbothered, holding its secrets beneath endless miles of sun-scorched rock. Kenny Veach walked into that desert chasing something few of us would dare to pursue. And somewhere out there, whether under the stars or buried deep beneath the dust, his story lingers, unfinished, unanswered, unforgettable. In the end, maybe the most haunting mysteries aren't the ones we solve. Maybe they're the ones that stare back at us, daring us to keep searching long after the trail has gone cold. Kenny's last journey was meant to find a hidden cave. Instead, it created one, inside the hearts of everyone still wondering, still hoping, still searching. And some nights, when the wind howls over the Nevada mountains, you can almost imagine his footsteps still echoing across the stones. A man chasing a mystery that perhaps was chasing him too.